Hi, this is Jim Bergman with Redfish Instruments. Today I wanted to take you through a little bit of setup of the Redfish meter, show you how to connect the leads, how to connect it to your smartphone, and really how to just get the most out of this product sort of step by step. The Redfish meter comes with the meter leads, it comes with some alligator clips, it comes with a magnetic strap on the back here, and it comes with a K-type thermocouple, and it's really designed to be a meter that you can use remotely. It's designed that we can hang this on the panel, watch what's happening on our smartphone or on our smartwatch, and actually see the readings come in different ways. The iDVM510 comes with a really nice set of cat-rated meter leads. They have protective covers on the tips, so you make sure you don't expose any more of the lead than you need to. And they also have threaded connections on the tips, so we can install alligator clamps to physically connect it to a box. Again, the whole idea behind the iDVM510 is actually it's a wireless multimeter. So we want to take advantage of the wireless features of the meter and be able to, clip this onto the panel, walk away, and see the reading remotely. Very first thing to remember with when connecting a Redfish meter is this is Bluetooth LE or Bluetooth Low Energy. Does not require pairing whether you're using Apple or Android devices, so you don't want to go through the pairing process or you'll actually get things screwed up. You simply turn the app on, and down at the bottom there's a connect button here, and we can either connect or disconnect, and you can connect to the meter. On the right hand menu, we can open this up. There's actually a meter selection tool. You can see that it found one iDVM, and I named it Jim's meter. That's a convenient name for the meter just so we can connect to it. When I connect to that meter, whatever's on the screen right here is on the screen on my smart device on here. So if I turn the knob on the meter, you can see right now it's on voltage AC. If I turn it to the NCV, which is non-contact voltage probe, you can see it switched right away on my app. Turn it again to ohms. You can see now it's reading resistance. If I hit the function key on my meter, it's going to change to continuity. Hit it again, it's going to change to the diode. Hit it again to capacitance. Hit again, and it goes back to resistance. Another really cool feature of the Redfish meter is the fact that it has onboard data logging and trending. On the display right here, you'll see that we have the trending going right now, and it's just simply, a trend is just simply showing you what's happening over a period of time. So it allows us to see any changes in voltage, almost like an oscilloscope would over time, so we can see characteristics, so we can see if we're getting nice smooth power, if the power is actually going up and down a little bit, or if we're getting intermittent breaks in a switch. It allows us to actually see those things quite easily. The other really cool feature is the meter actually is a data logger. Internally inside the meter, it has a 2 megabyte chip in there, a storage chip that allows it to record readings over time. So you can set the time, you can set the frequency. It'll store about 20,000 readings, and record simply at tap of one button allows us to start the meter in a recording mode, and it allows us to start capturing readings in there. And you can see on the bottom of the display, it's telling you the number of counts on the readings. So right now we're up to 36 counts. So if you're working on something and you want to walk away, you want to maybe turn on the air conditioning system, see if the voltage drops at the panel or something like that, we can actually start this recording, watch the session, and then I can stop the session, then switch over here and go to files, and you'll see here I have a resistance file up here. It's actually a date and time stamped, and I can turn on and I can see all my readings. In this case, there was nothing really that we read with the meter here, but I can scroll through, see all my readings. If I zoom into my application here, I can see that my mean, my standard deviation, my true RMS, all those kind of things on the display. I can also tap on samples and go in and see all my samples one by one. So up at the top, you get your export button right here, and you can see that this can be emailed. We can send it to a web server. We can put it up to the cloud, make CSV files. It can go to SQLite database, a graph, and a PNG, or a graph and a PDF, or we can even send stats to a web page in HTML. It's a very, very powerful product. You can select what you want, how you want these to go, and simply hit your mail icon. It brings up the mail. You type in an email address of who you want to send it to, and you're off to the races. Very, very simple to use. Another really cool feature about the meter is if you can't get to the display, can't see it easily, you just want to have somebody tell you what the readings are, we have the voice feature on here. And voice simply allows us to tap on voice, and then it's going to tell you what the meter readings are, and we can actually hear and watch what's happening on the screen if we want to. But if you're doing like bench testing and you're testing components or something like that, a very, very handy feature just to read off the volt reading or the resistance reading to you, so you don't have to, you can focus on your work without having to focus on the display of the meter. A lot of times when you're getting your meter, you know, you're positioning yourself around your meter and your work instead of your meter positioning itself around you. So, you know, we're going ahead and we're making a measurement in this panel. You know, we get this meter hung up. We can see right away the meter's not in a really good angle to read the display on there. It's just a little bit convoluted. You know, I take a look at my smartphone and I go, okay, well, where am I going to set my smartphone in the panel? That's not probably a great idea either. So now we have Apple Watch. And Apple Watch, it's really simple to use. You just make sure you're connected here on your app, so you can see I'm connected and I'm getting millivolt readings off my meter leads right now. You set the phone aside, simply turn the watch on, tap on the side of the bezel. All I got to do now is swipe over, tap on the voltmeter, and you can see I have the millivolt readings coming through. So now what I did is I turned the watch to the inside of my wrist so I can see it easily. I can go ahead and I'll put this on the neutral bus here, turn it so I can see it. And now if I want to make a volt reading here, you can see that come through 122 volts. If I want to check the other side of the 220 coming in, I can check that. I'm 122.7 volts. If I want to go ahead and check my across my main breaker here, you can see I'm at 245 volts. So very, very simple to use, and now I can see, because this is on my wrist, I can see it very easily, and it's a beautiful display, very easy to use, and makes it a lot safer to do work inside the electrical panel. There are times when you want to make a reading with a panel on. This can either be for safety, like if you're energizing a 480 volt panel and you want to be out of harm's way or have the panel closed while you're energizing the panel, or simple as a steel combustion furnace wanting to see if we're having intermittent problems with maybe losing power to the gas valve while it's in operation. You can see now when I flip this on here and my furnace starts, we'll let this go through a call for heat here. We'll be able to see exactly when the furnace energizes and when we have that 24 volts to the gas valve. Okay, so you can see immediately when the gas valve energized, it went up to 25.7 volts like that. We're holding that voltage right there, and it came up on the scale. And we can see that if we wanted to switch this maybe to an analog type display, just to show you that, we can slide over. You can see we're at a 25 volt display. Again, because we selected the scale, this is 0 to 60 volts. Half that scale, you know, we're right there about 25 volts right there. Half would be exactly 30 in the center here, but we're at 25.79 volts. So very easy if you want to look at that different ways. You can do that. This is a min-max mean. We're up to 389 counts and then back to a secondary display. Now what's really cool here is if there was any kind of a little glitch in power, I'm just going to create one here and just do a quick on and off of the switch. You can see right away, as soon as we did that, it killed power to the valve. We saw it drop off. The meter responds almost instantaneously. You can see also it recorded the max reading here on the top. There's a little red tick next to that, showing you that it was at about 20. In fact, it shows you right at the top, it was at 25.84 volts at the maximum range. And you can see right now it's at 0. Well, the Redfish meter comes with everything you need to have a fully wireless meter. We do have some really nice accessories that help round out the product offering. It does come with the leads, the clamp type style, so you can clamp them on to the terminals you're testing. It comes with a K-type thermocouple like this one here that you can plug into the meter to measure temperature. This is really handy if you're trying to figure out if you've got like a freezer or something that might be losing temperature overnight. You can plug this in and data log with a meter. Again, it's a $150 data logger. You really can't beat that. And then also we have in here a AC power clamp. And the power clamp, what it allows us to do is to measure current with the volt ohm meter, and also we can log current if we want to log current over time. One of the key things you need to remember with any current clamp you use is they do have different outputs. This one outputs a 10 millivolt per amp or 1 millivolt per amp, depending on how you have it set. Other ones, like the iDVM510 clamp out of France, will output a milliamp reading. So they're going to plug in two different places. The Redfish clamp will plug in here in volts and common, and then you'll get a millivolt reading. And then if it's a milliamp clamp like the iDVM510, you're going to plug it into microamps or milliamps and common. We recommend this clamp over the AMC not only because we make it, but because it will lead to fewer problems with technicians making mistakes along the way. The remote connectivity of the Redfish meter has a lot of other uses and things you probably aren't going to think about till you actually have a wireless ohm meter. You know, there's nothing worse than getting up on a Saturday morning and trying to hook up the boat trailer and figuring out you got some kind of problem with the lights, and then having to wake your wife up at 4:30 to have her come out and help you with the brakes on there. And with the Redfish meter, we can do that all in one simple motion. So you can see here I've got the meter set up on the bumper. I've got my leads tied into my jack, and if I want to know if my brake lights are working on my trailer hitch, well, it's just as simple as this. We can walk over, have the meter set up, simply tap on the brakes. You can see that voltage coming out here, and now I know I've got power right to my brake system, and I'm good to go with the trailer. All right, so getting things wrapped up here, hopefully you got an idea of what Redfish has to offer and the breadth and depth of the product. This is just the beginning for us. We just acquired the company, and we're going to try and take this product to whole new levels. Expect to see some exciting new things in the future. So what you get today is only going to get better as time goes on. Again, it's a great product. We've been very, very pleased with what we found in the application, and I hope you got a lot out of this and understand now what you can do with the product to fully leverage what you have. This is Jim Bergman for Redfish Instruments. Thanks a lot for watching.